So Chuck, we're going to dig here, right?
Yeah, we'll do 12 inches like we did over there.
Okay, 12 inches and...
right to the concrete where it comes out.
Okay. Now you see around the, what is that, a fire truck and a little butterfly or something there. It's not piled up high enough. We know that, and well, we're working on it. But the brown dome over there, we're going to leave it at the same height that it is right now. And so we're going to pile some dirt up under the middle of it. Dirt should be okay underneath, and then we're going to maybe put a little mulch around the outside of it where people might fall off. But we're going to dig this out now, and it's going to be mulched. We know we don't have the optimal equipment. It'd be nice just to have a skid steer and dig this out quickly, but hey, we use what we got, and I think Johnny 2 will do a fine job. It may just take a little longer.
A couple things we need to get out of the way right quick because we get comments on almost every episode. First, this is a construction site. We've been working at this site for several weeks, as you've probably seen in some of the other episodes. So it's been thoroughly checked for utilities. There are no utility lines anywhere nearby. It's been marked repeatedly. So we know we're in good shape on that. Another thing we should mention, the 2038R, we call him Johnny 2, and the 270B Backhoe are on a rental agreement from AHW LLC. AHW has paid most of the rent. We've had to pay some of it. But to be transparent, we want to make sure that you understand that this is sponsored equipment. We're quite thankful to AHW for providing this equipment. It allows us a chance to show you the differences between various sizes of equipment. In fact, you've recently seen us use Johnny, the 1025R and the 260B Backhoe, on another project. Hopefully, by watching these various episodes, you can decide for yourself just exactly which size and maybe even which pieces of equipment are most useful to you.
When you think we have enough in there to fill that up, just put the other excess over around those trees, or just stack it up anywhere back up towards the building.
Oh, these first two trees?
Yeah, anywhere in this corner, like
just off the rocks?
Yeah, and then we'll use it for whatever.
For whatever, okay.
This would have been a great project for Casey. The Mini-X approach would allow us to get the spoils pile further from the dig site. And if you watch closely in this episode, you'll see that I'm having trouble getting my spoils far enough away to keep from falling back in the hole. Unfortunately, Casey's not with us right now. He went to a trade show and he's had trouble finding his way back home. We're not quite sure when that's going to be resolved. If you'd like to see Casey in future episodes, please leave a comment below. Meanwhile, this is a good opportunity to see Johnny 2 digging in a slightly larger area than what we typically would dig with it. So why did we choose Johnny 2 instead of Johnny for this project? Buckets from both of these backhoes, the 270B and 260B, are the same exact size, so they're interchangeable. I only have one 16-inch bucket, and it was on the 270B. So chalk up one vote for laziness. I didn't want to switch the bucket over to the 260B. This backhoe has a longer reach in the boom as well. Not a lot longer, but every little bit helps, and for this project we needed all the reach we could get. The last reason is that this backhoe operates faster than the 260B, maybe a little bit smoother too. Although the 260B is a nice improvement over the 260, the previous generation for the earlier 1025Rs. If you do digging like this with your 260, 260B, 270B, or I think even the 370B, I'd recommend you check out mudscustoms.com. They've got a nice variety of buckets all the way up to 24 inches, which fit these hoes. And we're happy to announce a 5% discount with coupon code TTWT on your entire purchase at mudscustoms.com. I certainly could have used one of those larger buckets on this project. So after I got some of the excess spoils moved away, I decided maybe I could do some of this work with the tooth bar and the loader bucket. I was enjoying working with the backhoe and probably should have just finished it like that, but I thought it might be a little bit faster if I took at least some of it off with the loader bucket. I piled this soil in a pile over by the building over there outside of the camera view. Since Christy wasn't here, well, we didn't get quite as much camera movement. After we dig this out a foot deep, they're going to fill some of it with pea gravel, and then I believe put sand on top of that to basically make a sand pile for the preschoolers. The idea is that the pea gravel below the sand will help it to dry quickly. Remember, I'm not part of the planning on this project, so I don't often know the details of where we're headed. We just try to help out on all the tasks that we can. The bucket does a great job of digging with that tooth bar. There really isn't any issue at all getting it to dig. For me, the challenge is just getting a good grade, getting it level, getting it the exact depth I want it. I find that hard to do with the bucket. Check this out. I finally figured out the trick to moving the tractor with the hoe. It's very simple. Have the tractor in neutral. If the tractor's in gear, either low or high, it's much harder to push. And you can see that demonstrated early on in this episode. As I was struggling trying to figure out how to deal with the spoils, I remembered watching someone dig with a 580 Case backhoe. And he would drag the spoils right up next to his tractor and then move the tractor forward and drag his spoils even further. So I decided to use that approach here. I wanted to dig relatively close to the concrete, but not right up under it. I didn't want to risk the integrity of the concrete itself. When folks mention the limitations of these backhoes on online forums, usually they discuss the ideas of it not being strong enough to do the job. Well, I think this project is showing that at least the 270B and this soil is plenty strong. And it does a job. It does a job quite well, especially considering the small size and the relatively low cost, at least when compared to skid steer loaders and mini excavators. Having said that, the short boom length and the inability to rotate 360 degrees really does provide a hindrance. At least it seems like it to me. Now maybe with some additional experience, I would learn how to better handle my spoils and keep them out of my work. But overall, I love having a tractor backhoe. I know another tractor YouTuber recently put out an episode with several reasons why you shouldn't get a tractor backhoe. I simply disagree. I have found a lot more uses even on our property than what I expected. A lot of times the projects I come up with for a backhoe are only 30-minute or 45-minute jobs. There's no way I'd rent a machine to do that small of a project. Now I understand everybody's going to have their own opinion on this, and that's fine. That's why they make the backhoes optional.
Folks, I don't know about you guys, but I find this kind of work rewarding. I mean, yeah, I've worked a couple hours here, got this all dug out. I don't even care if there's a more efficient way. This is so rewarding. You know, I spent 30 years in a software career, writing software. I was thinking up there, as soon as I would get done with the project, there'd be another defect or another bug report written, and you know, you get a project like this done, it's done. It's just so rewarding. can you believe it? I did it again. I didn't bring a shovel. I had the shovel in the truck, but it was getting rusty. So the other day I took it out. Forgot to put it back in. Okay, folks, it's been actually really enjoyable for me today. I've been here by myself. Chuck had to go home with his grandkids. Christy's home editing video. So it's just been silence. Me and Johnny too. It's kind of different, and it's made it rewarding. Please don't take offense, Christy. I'd rather have you here. I don't think she'll mind, do you? But it's just a reminder to me to just enjoy these projects. You know, I mean, this is a lot of fun, and it's well, it's something that'll be remembered here. I mean, the church has got this playground. They're going to put mulch here. I don't know if they're going to put more playground toys. That may be what's going on. I don't even know the plan, and that's kind of good too, because that's not my part of it. So, what would I have wanted optimally for this job? Optimally, I would have had Casey here, and I would have dug the hole with Casey, and I would have used Johnny too probably to move the dirt to the piles that they needed to go to. I think that would have been the most optimal. A mini excavator by itself could have dug it nicely, but getting rid of the dirt and getting it spread would not have been easy. So 2 units would have been best, a tractor and a mini excavator. If Chuck had been able to stay, we could have had 2 Johnnies. I could have dug with the backhoe and he could have moved the dirt with the loader. That would have been good as well. But you know what? It didn't matter. Well, I guess Johnny 2 and me will load back up in the truck, and I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.